Happy New Year! It's the year. Oh, I gotta fix something.
Yeah.
Like this.
Oh,
Happy
New Year.
Starts with bad mistakes already. Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year, everyone!
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Welcome to the European Ham Radio Show. We've been on break for a week, but Kjetil took responsibilities and made a stream while we were on break.
yes. And lots of the nice people that are in the streams here usually showed up as well. So that was really nice. And we had some good chats, and Charlotte joined as well. So just a fun thing. So that's nice. It felt weird not to stream a weekend. Like there was something missing.
It was something missing, but it was actually really nice to sit down and watch a stream.
Yeah.
Even though I realized I don't really know how things work on the other end.
I had no idea what happens behind the scenes. I've never seen the stream UI of StreamYard. So that was jumping in on the deep immediately.
Yeah. We have Sean here today. We're going to talk about, well, what we did before we took our Christmas break, FT8 Battle, and what's happening behind the scenes there. But first of all, it's the Ham Radio Week, or the Ham Radio Weeks. And how has your Ham Radio Christmas been, Kjetil?
I've had some really nice activations. I did lots of POTA near the cabin, some new ones and some old ones. Managed to get Scotland and Charlotte with her new call sign over there. So that was really, really fun. And this weekend has been bunkers on the air. It's been the bunkers on the air Winterfest, and formally it still is for 4 hours. So I activated a few there. Somebody's typing very loudly, I think.
Oh, sorry.
So that was fun. I kind of lost my temper a bit yesterday. Almost rage quit my pileup because there was a guy who was just calling the suffix of his call over and over and over. And like over other QSOs and whatever. This is not one of these normal spammers. This was just a guy just wanting him. I know it's a real guy because I called him before, and I almost rage quit.
What was his suffix? Ola?
No, it was not. It was Mike Juliet, and you can actually see it in my video. Usually, I don't include stuff like that. But this is actually a guy who has done this so many times, and it is a real operator. So,
is he by any chance Italian?
I think it's either that or Spanish. I don't remember because I kind of repress it every time. And his last name is also not Coca-Cola, although. So that was it. I kind of put a damper on it. But on the other hand, yesterday I then got a. What if it's not a pirate was Antarctica on Park to Park. Guy has not uploaded his logs yet, but if it is true, then well, that's kind of on the epic side, I would say.
Was that on FT8?
Here I was gonna brag about doing Puerto Rico, but you won.
Puerto Rico is kind of fun as well. No, that was on SSB 20 meters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, I know that there was a lot of activity on FT8 with Antarctica yesterday.
Yeah. So I'm hoping that shows up one day, but I don't know. Other than that, I got approached by a guy. I think he talked to you as well, Martin, and probably quite a lot of others, who is building a map about all his POTA activity or POTA hunts, and requests all operators to send him the exact locations in the park. Otherwise,
centimeter exact.
He will go in and cross-check their locations from pictures they post with the maps and earphone port or air images, so that he can map up if they where they said. I would say this qualifies as Ham Award of 2026 already.
Yeah.
Some sort of combination of letters, actually, not just that award. Yeah.
Do you know
Yes,
what 3 words? The website, what 3 words? It's a geolocation website where you have 3 words, and this refers to a location. And I think it's 3 by 3 meter maximum. What 3 words is the website?
Oh,
So maybe we have to use this in the future.
That guy has also contacted me, and first I said sure I can do it. Then I forgot about it. Then he was so mad and sarcastic when he got back to me that I figured I'd just block him. And hearing your experiences there, Kjetil, happy I did.
Yeah, basically what he said, that since I don't give the coordinates up front, then I'm cheating. Then that is basically proof that I'm not activating the reference. That
you're setting at home in your convenient check all the time.
Yes,
we knew it.
I do that all the time. So it's very sad that people do that in the hobby. And I do know the 3 words, Jürgen, not in log.
that was not the 3 words I had in mind, to be honest. But
No,
I'm concerned about our monetization, so I will keep mine to myself.
Yes, there's something like that. So it's sad, but well, people are weird also in this hobby, some at least. But other than that, it's been an epic week with some really good contacts on radio, beautiful weather, bone cold yesterday and today, but still beautiful to activate, and lots of QSOs. Same in winter, in the Christmas holiday.
So can you define bone cold for us non-Norwegians?
We will get back to that in my segment. I will talk a little bit about what not to do when activating PODA in the cold.
The temperature was like on the thermometer was like -4, but it was was 10 meters per second of wind. So you have a proper right next to the sea. So it's a pretty decent
like
wind chill
freezer, right?
Yeah. So I think that was mine. So I'll maybe Jürgen, you have probably done something really cool.
Yeah, I have to say when I feel cold, you're running around in flip-flops and shorts, I guess. I hate winter. Yeah, welcome everyone and Happy New Year. I made some videos. One of the videos was about this Baofeng DMR radio, and I got another one to play with. That's another DMR, a radio, more professional one. That's an Abri. And I bought myself something for Christmas, a Stream Deck. A must have. And I like the white one.
That was not nice.
I'm an Apple guy, and everything has to be white, like the back of my phone. And and around Christmas I hit 2,000 subscribers. So thank you so much, folks. And actually, I'm only 8 subscribers away from 2,100. So I made a giant leap forward in the last 2 weeks.
Ramping up nicely, Jürgen.
And therefore, I said I give away 2 of these Baofeng minis today. So hope, Morten, you can help me with the giveaway too.
If you can hear my mechanical keyboard going crazy, it's because I forgot that we were going to do that. So just give me a moment. What should we have the keyword for today's
I'm not
giveaway?
sure. Do you have an idea, folks?
Click
Alpine radio waves, of course. Your channel name.
That's too long. Hashtag, I don't know.
How about J2K?
I am. I've already made up something.
Bonnet always calls me the Jürgenator.
Oh yeah, that is hard to spell for people though. I would say.
But
give me
with
your location.
umlaut to make it more difficult. No?
And
That's cool.
it's 2,000 subs.
Hey, not in log is also good.
So if you wanna win, and Bob, you can't win.
How do you know?
Martin, did you ever find out who was chatting in your stream?
In my stream?
As the European Ham Radio Show?
No. I'm guessing either you or Bob.
Some of us may have fun.
Yeah, I am gonna. No, that was the wrong button. There we go.
No problem. I will not send you these 2 radios because it's cheaper to buy them on AliExpress and let AliExpress send
Drop
them.
ship them, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, we're giving away 2,000 sub sandwiches.
Good idea. Howdy, Texas.
Remember the Simpson episode with the 5-meter long sandwich, and then you will be very scared about getting one of those.
Right, Harry.
But that's excellent. We got to move on because we want to hear a little bit about Sean as well and the FT8 battle.
Yes. My fantastic ham radio events during the last 2 weeks was basically using my new 3D printer to print this nice Christmas tree topper. And as you can see, this is a real torture test for a 3D printer because it's basically free without support until it joins here at the top. So yeah, the Prusa printed it, but it looks similar to the guy's model here, where here at the top, the thing is so unstable that you don't get a nice joint, right? So it's a problem with the model, but it's a very nice model, and it's sitting on my Christmas tree at the moment. And apart from that, I just did the stream soldering the rotary clock when I find the right button. You can see it here.
Oh, you even managed to set the time.
Yeah, I managed to set the time. The temperature is hopefully not correct. Otherwise, I would be freezing to death. I hope it's 19 degrees here. But
you know,
yeah.
Morten, it's really not hard to set the time on that clock. You just have to apply power at 12 o'clock exactly.
The thing is, though, it starts at 15:11.
All right. But still,
At least mine do.
yeah.
Okay, anyway, yeah, so not a lot of stuff done ham radio wise, but my bedroom is back to normal or close to normal. Walls painted, the carpet back in, and so on. So I hope we'll close this vacation with things being halfway back to normal. So that is already an achievement.
Absolutely. And I know you've spent a lot of time on actually renovating Dubai. So happy to hear that it's going the right way.
Yeah, some ad hoc rewiring of a socket today, which was also unplanned. But the thing is, if you take any sockets out in this house and look behind the socket, then you see all the scary 70s way how they join the wires, you know, with the chandelier clamps. Yeah, so basically one screw and hoping that it holds the pressure to the wires and so on. So yeah.
But if it's worked since the 70s, then it's probably still good, right?
Yeah. But the thing is, if the socket breaks, you have to do the wiring behind the socket as well. Otherwise, yeah. As long as you don't touch it, it works. Yeah. But once the socket breaks, you take the socket out, then all the wires move, and then also the chandelier clamps are loosening or moving around, and then it's dangerous. Anyway, I did my best, and I hope the house won't burn down in the next few weeks.
Yeah, I have a house from about 1970, and it's somewhat, you don't look at the old electrical installations unless you have to. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, exactly. Because if you would open every single socket, you would be so scared for your life that you would move out, right?
Yep.
Okay. Dude, how about your Christmas ham radio activities?
And I just want to bring this up. Hashtag 2000 subs in order to win some Baufengs from Jürgen there. Let's see if I can get back to Sean here. Find the right button. Yeah, I need to enlarge you, Sean.
Over the holiday season, I kind of went crazy with the Spotify car thing. Now, the Spotify card thing, I'm not going to go into a lot of detail, but it used to be to control your Spotify while you were driving, so you didn't have to go to your phone. And I've made things like the not a ham clock, and it shows your UTC as well as your local time. It shows the K index. It shows what bands are currently good, what bands are bad. When I say I made it, AI made it. I just did like the, I was just a supervisor. And solar conditions, things like propagation reports in detail, current solar flux index and sunspot numbers, POTA spots and SOTA spots. And so I did a lot of stuff like that over the holiday season. I also made one for Flex Radio to control the Flex Radio, and one to control, oh, that's the wrong one, and one to control TEHRS. So if you have a Hermes light, you can now have a Hermes light controller and do everything you ever needed on here, like change your filtering, change your modes. You have memory channels, and you have parks on the air locations. And so if you see a parks on the air station you're trying to work, all you have to do is click it, and now it will change your frequency to whatever frequency that parks of the air was. Also, and it won't right now, but the VFO knob is functional. So when you turn this, it will actually turn the VFO, and you could do things like adjust your steps. So you could do it in small increments or large increments. And so I did that for like several apps, and now I am probably going to start working on the Raspberry Pi next. So that's what I've been working on.
That's cool.
Cool.
And I see that 45 comments that he never got the last HT he won. I'll look into that. 45.
Was that
and
something?
I'll-
Was that something
No,
I was supposed to do?
That's something I was supposed to do, and I'll look into it, and I'll probably I'll get you a new one the same way that Jürgen does. Just order one and get it sent to you. I think that's the safest way, and I'll get it from Amazon in the US, so you'll have it relatively quickly. Yeah.
It's
So that
very
was
cool.
it.
It's very
Yeah.
cool app, Sean. I really want one of these car things now, but I guess they're getting to be unobtainium unless you're willing to pay a really, really top dollar.
I have been to eBay looking for those, and because I think what you're doing is just so cool. And now eBay wants me to log in. It wants me to enter the password that I can't remember. So never mind. They're expensive over on eBay.
I would like to. This would be difficult, but I would like to utilize what I've learned over the past few years to actually have something like this made, a device like this made, and then I can make my own, desktop server for it, and then it would be specifically for ham radio. So the concept would be, once you buy it, not only can you learn how to encode for your, for whatever you want to do in radio, but then also there would be like pre-loaded radio controllers on there for ICOM, for Flex Radio, for you name it, and it's there. So that's something I haven't necessarily thrown away. I'm keeping that thought in the back of my mind for 2026.
And this is going to be, famous last words, but a microcontroller, a touch screen, and some 3D design and some AI coding should be able to at least get you somewhere.
So that's the other thing, is I could just use a Raspberry Pi. And if I use a Raspberry Pi, that's more obtainable for most people. In fact, most people have Raspberry Pis lying around. Then they could choose whether they want a 7-inch touchscreen or they don't want a touchscreen. And yeah, you just make a case that involves, like a rotary dial, or what do they call that?
Encoder?
Whatever. Encoder, thank you. Or some buttons on the top, and that could be another solution for certain. So there's a lot to think about there, and it just really just sparked my creative kind of mindset. So it's cool, especially when you're looking for projects to do over the winter when it's too cold to POTA. What about you, Jürgen?
I think it's Bob's turn now.
That's what I said. What about you, Bob? Oh, and also one more thing. I got a nice keyboard, if you guys couldn't tell, for Christmas.
It's very rarely too cold to POTA. It's just that you need to remember to dress.
Yep.
Or remember to bring a car.
We are getting to that point. Don't worry.
Yeah.
This is called foreshadowing. It's called teasing. So we'll keep the viewers longer.
Yeah.
And
we lost
Kjetil.
Yeah. All right.
73.
And Kjetil's back. Let's
Yes, I'm pressed Control R instead of Control T.
Oh. All right,
So,
I'll talk
yeah.
about my ham radio moments of my ham radio weeks. How long do we have?
We can always go a little bit over time.
I'll be fast because I want to hear about Sean's project. So basically, I've been quite lazy. I think I've done 2 summits during the last 2 weeks. Nice to get out. It's a little bit cold now, and we're in a sort of an in-between phase where the snow now, it's just annoying. When it gets to be a lot more snow, I can put on snowshoes and I can go places where it's difficult to go when there's no snow. But right now, it's just annoying. It's a little bit cold and it's a little bit snow. So I'm waiting for more snow on the mountains. Then I can actually go on some mountains in the snow. So just 2 outings, 2 summits, not a lot, very nice activations. Brought the FTX1 from the USB power bank, and yeah, that's about it. I've been making some stuff. I don't think I talked about this on the last stream, so I'll do a few plugs. I made some, let's see, these are PTT buttons for portable operations. Yeah, they can... excellent. Detonator style, yeah. So with long, loose wires, so that the security people at the airport, they're never going to suspect anything when you bring them in your carry-on.
I
should combine it with my nice clock now.
Yes.
Yeah,
and the battery.
Enough, when I go through security, if that wasn't enough, I have this thing that I made in the last video, which looks perfectly normal and non-dangerous at all. This is half of the remote control or the internet remote controlled antenna switch, which has been a project. It's been going on in my mind for a while, and I finally got around to just doing all the parts of it. And there's a video. Basically, I got the idea from Morten's video on measuring the antenna switch, and you can get just the inside here is just the PCB of that switch. I got that. That's about $25 from AliExpress, and I wanted to make it remote controllable. So me and my good friend Claude had a few sessions with some coding, and yeah, now you can control this via a cell phone, via a web browser, from across the room or across the world, as they say on the ham radio workbench. So I think that's what's consumed most of my Christmas. That and a lot of food, an awful lot of food. But that's not within scope today, I think. So I'll just leave it at that because I'm looking forward to Sean's thing. Morten, tell us about your brush with death.
Yeah, I wouldn't say brush with death, but I've been basically doing PODA, and let me see if I can get a shared window up here, because you guys know me. I'm not the guy that uploads my PODA logs like every time I've been out. It usually takes a couple months, 3, 4, 5 months before they're uploaded. But I did, and I noticed that I had 819 activations from this park, or 819 QSOs from this park. So I set myself a goal that I wanted before I went back to work. I go back to work tomorrow. I want to have a kilo. Went out. I've tested a couple of things. This was actually relatively chilly, but at this activation, I was properly dressed. Using a magic arm here and just an M10 adapter for that in order to hold the MA12 up. Worked like a charm. Really nice. And it's really nice to be there out on a dock like this when people come up and ask you if you're fishing. And then I've been playing a little bit with QRP because, well, Sean recommended to get this bag, and of course I had to get it. And it's a mighty fine bag. It's really nice. It fits everything I want. It does not fit this antenna, but don't worry. This is not an antenna that I can. It works as an antenna. It's just not a very thought out concept. It's the U25 flying saucer antenna. It's a QRP antenna, and it's incredibly large for being a QRP antenna. It's incredibly heavy for being a QRP antenna. And I have actually no idea what's inside it. It's supposed to be a 49-1. I am gonna take some power tools and actually open it up, because you need power tools in order to open this up and see what's inside. So that's going to be a video coming up. And then I've been testing the WindCamp Gypsy dipole, and I made a bracket for that, just a clip that you can put on top of the mast, because there's no way to actually fit this antenna on a mast, or this balun on a mast. A couple of hours in Fusion 3.6 to fix that. And then we get to yesterday. It was -8 degrees. And, well, as you can see, I'm by the sea. The salt water, or the brackish water, is starting to freeze. But it's really nice. It was actually so nice that everything froze up. So when I was to dismantle everything, I just had to pull the whip down and put everything into the car, because everything was frozen stuck. And as you can see, not that cold, -8 degrees. The issue, though, is that the heater on my Nissan Leaf makes a lot of noise on 15 meters. So once I was done with 20, I turned the heater off in order to do 15. Turned out that was not a good idea. It got really cold really fast. I probably kept chasing 15 meters a little bit longer than I should have. And it took me about 5 hours after I got home yesterday to stop freezing. And it took me about 24 hours to feel somewhat normal again. So
all toes and fingers still in place?
Yeah. It was just my core temperature actually went relatively low. So my tip is wear proper clothes. Use wool when it's that cold outside. Don't think that Japanese car made out of steel and aluminum will be very well insulated. It's not.
No, and it is.
Consider one of these diesel heaters from AliExpress. They are working well.
Yeah, but I'd rather just put on more clothes.
Also, I'd like to point out, if it's a Japanese car, then it's made of aluminium, not aluminum. That's only for American cars.
Yes. They are made of steel. Heavy steel, but that is that can hit everybody, and it can really affect you if you get really chilled down. Yep. So it's important.
The first thing I did when I got home, I went to a grocery store, and it felt like I had the flu when I went into the grocery store. Everything was aching. I took a warm shower when I got home. Then laid down in bed for a couple of hours under the sheets, but it took me, I think, about 5 hours until I stopped freezing. And yes,
how long was your activation? That sounds like you sat for hours in the cold.
2 hours and 25 minutes or something like that.
Okay, without moving at -8. Okay, yeah.
And the thing is, though, I had to pack everything down the first time because I forgot my battery. So I set everything up. I had to pack everything down, drive home, get the battery, and go back and do it all over again. So it took actually a while. Yes, Marion, I made the kilo. So I have a kilo in yet another park. Now it's up to find another park which is worth spending that much time in order to get a kilo. So I think that's my ham radio Christmas, actually. And now we're on to, and I'm gonna, well, first of all, I think we're gonna tease the, let's see here. Tease the giveaway today. Let's see here. If you want to win a couple of Baofeng minutes from Jürgen, it's 2,000 subs. Hashtag 2,000 subs in the chat. And Steve says, congrats on a kilo. Yeah, it actually felt good. But FT8 Battle, I've been doing that a lot, or a little bit through Christmas, at least a couple of days. The FT8 Battle Royale. Sean, how about you tell us a little bit about what this is and how everything works?
Yeah, I could do that. I guess that's why I'm on today. So thank you for having me on. And first of all, I wanted to just mention that if you're sitting there in the chat right now, you're not into FT8, and you're thinking to yourself, why would I want to watch this? Just hear me out, because there might be a mode in the future that you're interested in, and pretty much everything will typically apply the same, or will hopefully apply the same. So with that said, FT8 Battle Royale is something that has been kind of in the works for a good portion of 5 years, and it started off roughly with the FT8. What was it? Help me out here, Morton. What was the one before it?
FT8 off.
Thank you. I don't know why I just had like a brain freeze, but it started off as the FT8 off. And, I had this idea, and my idea of the FT8 Battle Royale is what I was thinking for the FT8 off. So, we did the FT8 off and things ended, and it never really left the back of my mind. Somewhere around last year, right about this time, I think last year, Bob started kind of playing around with UDP traffic and listening to UDP traffic on servers. And he shared a little bit, and I just went kind of crazy with it. And so I spent a good portion of last year trying to figure out how to code and get a little by little together so I could have this FT8 Battle Royale that I'm about to show you. And somewhere around, I would say it was somewhere around September, I just kind of said, yeah, I'm going to start using AI to see how much further I could take this. And it has turned out extremely well. And that's what we're about to show you here. So the FT8 Battle Royale is simply a game where you have multiple modes that you can play. We're going to talk today about single mode, where you're just playing. We're going to talk about team mode, and we're going to talk about leagues as well. And what my concept is on this is it's an FT8 competition that not only could you just do individually, but you can get your ham clubs involved in, or random friends on the internet, or discords, like you might have seen 2 weeks ago when the European Ham Radio Show faced the Ham Depot in the first. I'm surprised it worked. I'm not gonna lie. And basically what it comes down to is you're making as many contacts as you can on FT4 or FT8. So for us in individual mode, it's a seasonal thing. And right now seasons just are seasons. So as we go into spring, a new season starts. And as we go into summer, a new season will start. And you might think that that's a long season to play this game, but there's also daily competitions. Maybe you just want to try to get on the leaderboard for a day. You could do that. Or maybe you just want to see if you can get on the top of the leaderboard for a week. You could also do that as well. So basically you have daily games which turn into weekly, stats. And then ultimately those all go toward your final season score. And that's kind of what I'm about to show you right now, and maybe give you a little bit more detail about it. So, hey, along the way, if anybody has any questions, I won't be reading the chat, but I know that these guys will, just jump in anytime. So let's go ahead and pull up the FT8 off real quick. I know you had it up there, but let's pull it up again.
Yeah. Are you pulling it up, or should I
go ahead?
If
you would, or one of y'all would, that would.
Yeah, I can do that.
I don't have my Stream Deck plugged in. So, we're here at ft8battle.com, and there's a lot to take in on the page. First off, if you don't like the design, you can click on the theme on the upper right-hand side, and you can change it to a plainer color that's more aesthetically pleasing to some people. And what we see is yesterday's champion. Every day you'll see who the new champion was of that day, and you'll see today's leaders. And this is basically a dashboard of what you might consider some of the most important information. For example, the Fall 25 just ended about 2 weeks ago, and the champions, the top three, were N0XRG, SM6WZI, and KI4MRC. They may not have made the most contacts, but they earned the most amount of points, which we will talk about here in a minute. We currently have this week's top five, and then we have all-time legends, people who are just like the top five dominating the boards overall, long-term. We also have, with this competition, we have things like we have points based upon certain things, and we can go to the rules here in just a moment. But the points are basically based on, let's actually go to the rules right now. If you click on more and you go to how it works, how it works, and you page down a little bit, right here is a how the points work system. So you get 1 point for every QSO, whether it's FT4 or FT8. If you're working a POTA station, or you are a POTA station or a SOTA station, and you put that in the comments, you're going to get an extra 2 points for each of your contacts on FT8 or FT4. So right there, you already have possible 3 points, and it gets better because if that is the first contact, so if you're the first person to work that station on that band and that mode for that day, you're going to get an extra 4 points. And so right there, you are.
Can I break in with a question?
Sure thing.
Yeah.
When you say day, is that UTC day or is it when does the day start?
That's correct. The UTC day is how we do this here. And I've done a lot of things in the last couple of weeks, a few things in the last couple of weeks, which will hopefully help everybody on the Earth because it's really hard to balance everybody on the Earth. But the UTC starts at 000 UTC, and we're going to go to 2359. So once that resets, maybe you just made contact with one station. Maybe you make contact with them again right away to get that first contact bonus. But then it starts to get a little bit more detailed, and we have band multipliers. So right now we have band multipliers on 6 meters and 10 meters, and it's 1.5 times the points. Let's say you got 7 points for making contacts, just all of those above that you see, and then you're on 10 meters. Now you get times 1.5 points for that contact. This was done in an attempt to get more people on 6 meters and 10 meters. It might change in the future, but it was also really done to promote getting people on the bands where the technicians are. And, technicians are sitting here trying to make their first contacts. And if you all of a sudden are a technician and you get a pile up of stations trying to work you, because we'll talk about steals in just a moment, but one person might try to work you, and then you might see 3 other people try to work you. You might be more inclined and more motivated to continue in amateur radio and, for example, the FT8 Battle Royale. So we talked about the band multiplier, but then there's an additional mode multiplier. We typically don't see a lot of people using FT4, which can be a more difficult mode to work. And the reason it can be more difficult to work is you have less time to pass the data, and therefore there's a higher chance of you need to have a better signal. And, if any information gets lost, or I call it packet loss, but I know that's not the correct term, occurs, you might not make the contact. So now you get an extra 2-time bonus for the mode multiplier. And then we have happy hour. Happy hour is now based on 3 things. We have 2 happy hours a day. One earlier in the day, which is on the main page and we'll talk about, or it's actually right here, the Aussie happy hour, as I call it. Good day, mate. And 0700 UTC to we'll call it 800 UTC. And that's so that people, way west in the world are able to still operate and have a good time trying to make contacts and keep up with the score. And then we have an evening happy hour, which is 1700 UTC to 1759 UTC. And that's for Americans and the Europeans. So now we have 2 happy hours a day, and it's times 2 the points. The potential of all the scoring that you see here is there might be cases where you get somewhere around 50 points and one contact if you're playing it smart. You're looking at FT4 on 10 meters at a POTA station, and you just hit all of those. But that doesn't mean that your points are safe, because after you make a contact, your points are now available to be stolen until the end of the UTC. Let's say you make a contact at 0001 hours and it's 2358. And that contact you got for 50 points, let's just say, for example, or 30 points, I'm going to come in and I'm going to steal it because I'm not very good. I don't have a great antenna. I have a compromise. I have to steal as much as I can to take your points away from you so you go lower in the top systems of ratings, but also so that I get as many points as I can in as little work as I have to do. So that is the basis of the game. We have this thing called duplicate penalties, and it was really good that we did this battle between the European Ham Radio Show and the Ham Depot, because I noticed there was double logging occurring. Now, I only ever wrote this to be working or good with WSJTX, but it seems like it's starting to work with it does work with other logging software as well. So when that happened, I was seeing a bunch of double logs. The second a log would come in, a new log, same one, would be duplicated. And then people were losing points for that. So I had to write a little bit of a thing. I said, let's have a little bit of a delay. so every contact you log is in a duplicate. And we're still working through we're still working through some of the bugs in, those kind of circumstances. When you get to a larger level of testing, you could test it on a small level, but when you get to a larger level of testing, naturally more things are going to occur that you didn't expect or you didn't plan for. No, not sorry for the doubles at all. I actually was able to go into the back end of things and refund your doubles, if you will. You all still lost, but so when we're talking about, go ahead.
Yeah, one question about the stealing, since we're onto the theft part. When somebody steals them, do they steal everything? So say if you have a POTA bonus, do they steal your POTA bonus as well?
Yeah, so for that contact, right? So if W9FFF made contact with LB4FH and got 30 points, and then LB5JJ came along and made contact with Chattel, you would have stole all those points from me. Plus, I think you get like an extra point in there for the contact itself. So, yeah, but that doesn't mean that Morton can't come and steal Bob's. So it's like a custody chain.
Is there a place where we can see who is actually scored points for what, so you can actually go after specifically other people's to steal?
Absolutely. When you go to the main dashboard, FT8Battle.com, this was kind of designed to be like almost a get the information you need kind of page. And so right here, this page refreshes every 8 seconds. I'll be honest, it should have been done in a different language like React, but hey, work with what you got. And it refreshes every 10 seconds on the main page. So you could actually see right now, like, for example, I'm not going to get into like how to do nicknames and stuff today, but like Mike, KK7, ZKW made contact with KC8, ZKS, and he got negative 12 points. Is that what it says? Because it was a duplicate. So he lost 2 times the points because, by the way, duplicates are a 2-time penalty. And
can you steal it back? So if Board steals the contact from me, can I steal the contact back again? Or is that a duplicate?
No. Once you get your points stolen, you can't steal them back.
So,
but you can remember for the future.
Yes, or I can just write a bot that just pushes that Board logged me 10 times, and then we suddenly very many duplicates.
Well, it's really interesting that you mentioned that. And the reason I say it's interesting is the other day I was working a station N0XRG, I think it was. And I'm like, I feel like I've worked him. It must have been another band. I was just like, whatever. And I kind of blindly didn't check my logs because he's playing the game too. So I'm thinking to myself, if we work each other, we're both going to have duplicates for this. So like he wouldn't dare do that. But where he got me in a very strategical thing is I logged the contact blindly and he knew, and he was psyching me out. So I lost points, and all the meanwhile, he didn't lose anything except 15 or 30 seconds.
Yeah, because he didn't log you. Oh,
yeah.
That's like, gaming.
There's strategies involved as well, which I think is really cool. And yeah, we could just sit here and we can go over them.
I couldn't be bothered to do any of this. I just play it and see what happens.
That's the way I do as well.
Well, I think that's a good concept about getting in, right? Like you get in, just start making contacts. And what'll happen is you'll start to look at this live activity feed and go, how the heck did NF3R make 12 or 21 points? W3BG, how did he make 21 points on a steal? And then you look at it and you can click on 21 and you can see how it broke down. So then you're like, oh, wait, what is a mode multiplier? What's a band multiplier? And then you start to say, well, maybe if I can go to this band, or if I know that this band is open at a certain time, maybe I could take advantage of that. And so just like kind of jumping in there and just starting to make contacts, you'll slowly start to like kind of get a feel for how things work for sure. There's a lot of duplicates today, which I find interesting.
Yeah.
There was a comment about that. He's on a POTA rove.
Oh, yeah. So the thing is remember I said, like, if you make contact with the same station, the same UTC in the same day, it's a duplicate penalty. You have to be careful when you're on a POTA rove because you've already used your POTA and your bonus for that guy. So in the future I might change that one if you're at different parks. I got to figure that out, but it's not really high on the priority list at the moment.
Like the stealing part that's one of the things that I see as being challenging when it comes to balancing, because the US or even further west will be later in the day. Like that will be easier for you to get a QSO later in the day on 15, for example, than we get here on in Europe. So that will be like there's some balancing issue there that I think will be really hard to work out.
But we on Europe can do the lower bands though.
Yes,
later
we can.
on towards
So
the end of the day. So I think that pretty much evens out.
I see your point. I kind of look at it like a strategy, like what bands could I work at what times where I know that others won't be able to steal them as easily. That's kind of like how I look at it. So that actually might be another, what's the word? I mean, I guess I'll have to look at it a little bit more too, though, because even when it's like 2300 UTC here, that's when US really starts making a lot of contacts to Japan and Australia and so forth on 20, for example. So I feel like there's always got to be some region that's able to make contact with another region. And if we get more people involved, I don't think we're going to have to see, I think is a good way to put it. You could also take a look if you page up just a little bit.
Yeah.
There's who's online right now. And so it takes who's been online for the last 30 minutes, how many contacts they made, and what hot bands there are currently. So we can see that there's been like 44 QSOs on 20, 10, 12, 15, 6, and so forth. And that's always kind of good to know too. So you get a general idea where people are operating, and then you look down at that live activity feed and also get a good idea.
Just a question there,
Sure.
Sean. Has anyone else but me been able to make 160 on the hot band list?
It's a good question. I want to say yes, and I don't know exactly who it was, but there might be a way for us to find out. So
I need a proper 160 antenna for this. I can feel that, and then a 160 bonus for the struggle of putting up a proper 160 meter antenna.
Everybody wants a bonus. Everybody's special. Hey, then there's also the potential for a third happy hour every day. Now I know I'm overwhelming you with happy hours. However, I thought it would be a nice incentive that if we get and we break our all-time high of amount of players playing per UTC, that it automatically goes into a happy hour. So like, for example, right now we have 52 people have played today. And if we get to 71 players today during the UTC, we'll trigger an immediate happy hour again. So, there's always that possibility for a third happy hour if you're inviting your friends. And I will pause for questions and questions from the chat as well. Before I talk about the divisions briefly, we got about 15 minutes and I think I got this, but before I talk about divisions briefly, because all these points don't make a lot of sense unless they're going to something, right? And so if I missed any questions in the chat, like I said, I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, I think we're good. Go ahead and put your questions in the chat. Marin says it's a fun game to play to relax at the end of the day. I've been doing it now over Christmas when I get up, and I always manage to work myself up in the top 10, and then I get to the end of the day and I'm 27th, 28th, 29th place. So
gotta stick with it.
Yep. And
I created a game I can't even win.
I was thinking, Bob, is this an incentive for you to get your 630 meter transverter up and running?
I don't think. I think you can do some pretty unique things, but that's going to have to be a rather big multiplier because there's not many stations on 630 meters.
Yeah, good thing is that nobody will steal it.
Yeah.
That's
another thing. I'll give you guys a secret strategy that I would use if I ever had a chance, and I might contact a local ham radio club or two in my area that I know typically doesn't operate, and say, "Hey, would you mind if we made, just one contact a day in the morning, or something like that? Just try to get, a whole club involved in just getting on for 5 minutes a day, so you can make all those contacts with your club. There's 50 contacts right there if you think about it on 40 meters or whatever. And then my point on this is, if they don't typically do FT8, they're going to jump off. We've encouraged people to come on, though, at least make some traffic on FT8. They're going to come off, so your points are going to be secure.
Yep. I have a question though. This is a single operator, one radio contest, isn't it?
Yeah, so I have created detection algorithms to at least alert me when it's most likely that somebody's using dual transmitters, or it's really easy to see when they're operating multiple bands at the same time. And I had to implement that over the past few days because more and more people were starting to use more transmitters. If y'all give me some time, eventually there'll be a dual transmitter mode. So if you have transmitters, you guys can play in a league of your own. But to kind of keep it fair right now, just kind of single transmitter. And by the way, a Flex Radio has multiple receivers, which is great because you could be listening. I'm giving tips away that I shouldn't be, but you could be listening on 15 meters and 10 meters. You see where I'm going with that, right? Hey, Science Norway, thanks for the gifted 5 European Ham Radio Show memberships.
Hey,
Scenic Norway. I think I know who's behind that channel.
I may have been on the wrong account there because I'm just watching on the side here. But I can see lots of nice people got them at least.
And please do subscribe to Kjetil's other channel, Scenic Norway,
which never delivers anything again, ever.
But thank you, Kjetil. Excellent to give away some memberships there for some people.
It's nice with some late Christmas gifts.
Yeah. Bricker House got a question here. Have you figured out different modes like team deathmatch, band switch, or anything other than free for all?
Well, yeah, we've as the European Ham Radio Show knows as well as me, we had team versus team mode just a couple weeks ago. Not many people are taking advantage of that, really, but we have. Now, I will tell you that, like, where I'm at right now, I'm not looking to build too much more onto this yet until I get more traffic and I can analyze more. Analytics is an amazing thing, right? And then when you analyze more, you could find bugs that you didn't know existed or make little tweaks. I don't want to keep building when we don't have a good foundation. But we do have team modes. We have divisions and leagues as well, which, yeah, we should talk about right now, I believe. So right now we're under team duels, and there's 3 things. There's team duels, there's leagues. We'll talk about divisions in a minute. I should jump back to that now, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Divisions are what all your single entity points go to. Okay, but we'll talk about that in just a moment. So there are 2 other modes. There's leagues, there's teams. And so right now you're under teams. And basically what teams is like, let's say you have a ham radio club or a Discord, and let's say the Ham Depot one morning wakes up and they want to challenge Live Free Ham. There's 8 players on the Ham Depot. There's 3 players on Live Free Ham. You could actually type in commands, which are listed on the bottom of the page, and you could challenge them and they could accept it. And then all of a sudden, as soon as you accept it, it goes into this 1-hour match mode where your team is playing their team. While your team is playing their team, you still get individual points for the contacts you make, okay? So you're still playing in the single mode game. However, you're playing as a team, so you have to be very strategic, because if you make a contact that somebody else on your team has made, you're going to get a duplicate point because you guys are one entity, right? You guys are making contacts together, kind of like multiple multiple transceivers, right? But you guys are playing against a single team, or team versus team, and all of everything you do combined together. So if you steal something, your team got to steal. If you guys make a duplicate contact, your team got a duplicate. And basically at that point, even if you have 9 people on your team and somebody else has 3 people on their team, it goes by a points per average, if you will. So basically how many players you have versus how many points you had, and it calculates an average score.
So basically you get punished for having inactive players.
You do. So like, let's say, you have 5 people on your team and only 3 of them decide to show up. You're still getting charged as if you were playing with 5 people. And that actually, so these are the way to think a team is it's just an hour game. You could actually set it. It could be like 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. But it's just a one-time, one-off game where you and your friends or your club can compete against the club across town, and then like basically you guys are fighting for turf. Who has it's like a gang war for ham radio. But it doesn't necessarily count for anything after it's over. It was just like, hey, that was really fun, good game. Now, where this goes into a little bit more detail is if you go back up and you click on leagues, we had to cancel our first league. It was supposed to start on the 1st, but we didn't have enough teams. Only 2 teams registered for this league. And my goal is every night would be a different league. You could join one league at a time. And league seasons only last like 4 to 6 weeks. Okay. And it's like 1 hour a night where, depending on how many teams you have, it kind of like you're going to face all the teams. Okay. And then at the end, there's going to be a win-loss ratio, and the top 3 will compete for first place, second place, and third place. So basically that would be like a month-long league with your ham radio club. Or with your local Discord. So there's some things there to consider. And we didn't get to test this yet, but that's okay because there's a lot of work being done.
And then there's individual leagues or individual divisions.
So there's divisions. And if we go back to what I was talking about with all the points and how you're making contacts, and it's a single transmitter mode, so you have the day, and maybe you won the day, doesn't necessarily matter. Maybe you won of the week. That's cool. All of those calculations, all the points actually get tallied to a division thing. And basically you have multiple divisions from bronze, silver, gold, and elite. Okay, so based upon points and what you do during these weeks, you could rank up. So, for example, go back down to the bronze division for me, if you will, all the way down to the bronze. And into the bronze, you can click on full standings. There's 77 people playing this week. That's 77 people who've actually at least put in 1 point. And because of that, it's now, I think, 30%. The top 30% promote. So out of the 77 people, we'll probably see like 2 or 3 or way more than that.
I can actually see that the way of there's the point. I was looking at the other one with the minus. I thought just getting positive points, but I was looking at the wrong column here.
Yeah. So basically, your points and your QSOs are going to determine your spot in that division. And this week, it looks like we're going to have 18 or 20 people promoting. 19 people promoting. Okay, so if the week it were to end right now, which it is going to end in a few hours, all those people are going to go into the next division. And next week, that's where they start. And they try to stay in their division. They try to promote into one more higher division. So this is kind of fair because, like, listen, I'm never going to get to gold. I know that. I'm not even on the list this week, I'm sure. But, like, I'm never going to get to gold. There's just no way. There's, like, too good of players, and I have such a bad antenna here. Once I get to go out and do POTA, maybe I will. But then I'm going to have to fight to keep that. So even if you can never win the FT8 Battle Royale in the whole season, maybe you could win in a day, maybe you could win in a week, and maybe if you can't win it, maybe you can win your division, so that's kind of like how it goes. But basically, we're going to see those people promote, and then they're going to promote into gold, and the top so many percent are going to promote into, silver is what I should have said, and then the next will promote into gold and bronze. But when you get into the silver, gold, and bronze division, that also means that the bottom percentage will demote into another league. So we're actually going to see people going down into bronze from the silver division this week. And who we're going to see, it looks like N6GR, N3MFL, SM6, WZI, and KD8 OBA will all demote down into bronze. And
I see that I need to work a little bit here, or the week is almost over though. So I guess I'm safe now, but I can see that I'm not safe in silver division at this point.
I mean, like, I think if you would have made contacts for like 4 days, you could have got to 269 points. Oh wait, 1740. See, I just did it too, where I was looking at the wrong column.
Yeah,
But yeah, basically that's how it works. So there's a certain percentage every week that gets promoted and a certain percentage that gets demoted. And then I haven't implemented it yet, but when you get all the way to the top and you're like an elite operator, this is what I want to do is I want to make it so that they're for first place, I think that I'm going to actually make it so they're fighting for something different called the ELO, or their experience level of operating. But like right now, we're just going to leave it as it is, like I said, and not quite worried about developing. So again, you just jump in there, you start making contacts, you work through a week or two, you start to see and understand how it goes. And so see, that's a good question. First, that brings up a lot of good points. Let me get back to that in just a moment. Yes, I forgot where I was going.
There were a few questions a bit further up as well, so maybe we should do the draw and then do the questions while we're waiting.
Oh, sure.
for that.
I didn't even realize the time.
I haven't even looked at the time, so that's fine.
We can
give a couple of more minutes for the drawing here. Let me share this one. Hashtag 2000 subs in the chat if you want to win a pair of Baofeng UV5R minis, which are or are not clean, depending on who you listen to. And I might have a video coming up on those as well, because somehow my wife ended up ordering a couple of Baofengs for me.
If you wash them in the dishwasher, that will be very good.
Yep.
And they will be clean.
They will probably not in the in that sense.
In that sense too. If you put them in the dishwasher, there's going to be no spurious emissions. I guarantee it.
Let's see here. Lee asked if there is any distance or DX figured in, or just contact count. I think you've been addressing that, haven't you?
I answered that one afterwards. So it's the one above him. I think I didn't have an answer for.
The vacation mode? I have no idea what he means with a vacation mode.
He's wondering if he takes a week off, if he can hold his spot. And no.
You just need to leave your radio on auto before leaving home.
I mean, listen. I think. Let me just clarify all these things here real quick. I think sometimes people start to take it too seriously. And it's just like, listen, if you gotta take a week off, like, no big deal. You're good enough of an operator. You come back to it and have a good time next week. Like me having to start to implement a bunch of rules because people are finding ways to cheat. It's kind of like, it's kind of overwhelming. And like, is vacation mode something that is a necessity at this moment? Again, I'd like to reiterate to everybody that I'm kind of just like building this right now, right? Like working out things as we go. And vacation mode wouldn't even be like high on the list of priorities.
No, and you guys got to appreciate that Sean is a one-man team, even though he has his best buddy Claude with him.
I do. And we spoke about the AI thing, but yeah, me and my buddy still require a lot of time to get this stuff done. Excuse me, I almost said it. So let me address first Lee in there, because I actually just pulled up my admin panel. What I haven't told you all is I have an admin panel. I kind of did actually allude to that with I could see when there's high rates of different bands being worked. And unfortunately, this stuff costs me money too. You have the Claude investment, you have the server investment, you have investments to things like QRZ for API confirmations to confirm that you have a valid call sign. And I have to confirm those against a thing somewhere. So somewhere Lee said something like, where the heck is my contact? And just know if like there's a special call or something, it's not like you're getting ignored. I have to actually go into the admin menu, and I can't sit here 24 hours a day, but I have to go into the admin menu, and I have to make sure that those are legitimate calls. Otherwise, somebody could just come in there and write things like, B0B. Oh, yeah, that's a valid call sign, and then get points for it. So until I could actually afford to pay for an API through QRZ, you're going to have to just deal with the fact that maybe your special event call signs won't show up quite yet. And I think that that's fair and respectable. Also, if you ever have any questions about it, you could have joined the Ham Depot Discord, and there's a whole chat room there dedicated to a lot of the stuff that we're talking about now. So hopefully that answers at least two questions. And yes, I am the reason that RAM is going through the roof.
And I'm not even going to try to pronounce this, but he says he has to get a nice portable transceiver for vacations.
That's actually a really good excuse to get a transceiver. See, I didn't create a problem. I caused a solution.
And guess what? I'm going traveling this week, and I might just operate my Flex remotely.
Perfect. That you could definitely do that too. That's always a good
Yep.
thing. Yeah. So there were a couple other questions, and I don't want to overlook them, but I didn't get to see them.
I
let's
think
see.
I actually answered them for you.
Oh, you did?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Well,
Yeah.
well that,
So-
that makes it really easy. So I do have this admin menu. I'm going through it right now. I know that there's a couple of blocked QSOs still. Actually, I think I got them all approved now. So like, oh wait, could I show you one more cool feature after the giveaway?
Yeah, let's do the giveaway, and then we'll look at the last feature.
There's like 30 more.
Okay, you guys ready?
Good luck.
Let's see.
Come on, dude. Come on, dude. Come on, dude.
Yo.
I mean, yay.
Yeah.
Hey, you can take that on
Congrats.
vacation.
And send us an email at cq@hamshow.eu.
And take it on vacation. Learn how to FT8
send
with
it CC to me, please. My address is goodoncqrz.com.
Yeah, but you're also on that. The CQ
Yeah.
at Ham Show goes to you.
Yeah,
so
I guess. Yeah, sure.
I think it's
And-
supposed to, at least if the email manager has that thing worked out.
Yeah.
Please tell me if it doesn't. I'll
I
make
have
sure that-
two. Who's the second winner?
Yeah, and also remember to add your.
Oh,
the name.
you have two. Oh, you have two, not a 2-pack, but you have two.
I have two. Not a 2-pack, I have two.
Yeah.
Well,
So
certainly, if you have two, it's a 2-pack. But
Hey,
Hey, yeah,
hey,
Hey. Congrats, Abe.
If you guys
Yeah.
didn't know, Abe is a moderator over at my Discord as well as on my channel, and
Yep.
I'm going to share this story to make him red in the face for a bit. But when I couldn't make it to Hambench, and I paid well over $1,000 for a Hambench booth for anybody who wanted to come, like share their channel, whatever, and I was unable to make it. So Abe got in his car and drove from the Baltimore area, or thereabouts, all the way to Ohio to man the booth because I couldn't, and that was a remarkable thing that he did.
Yeah, we met at the flea market in Dayton.
That's awesome. See,
Yeah.
it all worked
Yep.
out, and now he's
Abe's,
getting your radio.
Abe's a great guy. At least he is over on our Discord and probably on your Discord as well, Sean.
Oh, he's a horrible guy on my Discord.
Let's see. You had a couple more features.
Yeah, I'd like to show you.
oh,
Okay, thank you, LB4FH, for the gifted 5 European
So-
Ham Radio Show memberships.
You are aware that you don't need to do that, even though you have several channels yet.
Yes, I know that. But this is not for that. This is for helping out here and to help
Yep.
people be happy. I am a very bad idiot that managed to be on the wrong channel and chat. That's the channel I use because you have different view history in different YouTube channels. So I use
Yeah.
that to watch the kind of trash that I don't want in my main channel. And I forgot that I had been watching trash.
Let's see. Let's find the right tab here and see if we can get that up.
So, yeah, I want to show you 2 more things now because Lee actually, I'm just having is it NA5T? Is that your call? I can't remember, but
Yep.
we can actually,
NA5T.
yeah, we can actually kind of use him as an example in a good way. So let's go ahead and click on dashboard.
Dashboard. Yep.
Yeah, and like so, for example, if we page down to who's online, we should be able to find him, right? No, I don't see him on there.
No.
Okay, well, just click on anybody.
Yep.
And, so for example, now you could actually click on people and you could view their
Let's-
user profile.
Hang on. Yeah, he's not playing.
I don't think that's his call. I can't remember his call at the moment.
Yeah, it is NA5T, but he's not signed up.
Well, then
So
that's why you're, wait, I'm confused. If you're asking why your contact didn't go through, it's because you're not playing. To set it up, by the way, you can actually click on more and you can go down to how it works or go to rules and it will tell you all the information you need to put into WSJTX.
Yep.
But if you are actively playing, like for example, WF1B here, you could view their user profile, which gets generated nearly immediately. And as we page down, we can see things like their points over time over the last 30 days. And for each day, we can see how many points they've got. We can see their historical trend. Like this guy, W9FFF, has had a remarkable 2 days. I think he's out doing POTA, if I recall correctly. We can see how many steals they've had and how many they've given. We could actually see where they operate the most. So this individual has not been on 160, but has pretty much been on every other band, and we can get a breakdown of their QSOs and so forth, right? How they did per week and what their weekly score was. Just ignore that 2025 week 1 weekly summary that's on the right. And then page down, we can actually see their division history, how they've actually rated as far as did they go into bronze? Did they go into gold? What did they do each week? So we could actually see that he went from bronze and he promoted into silver. And if he gets lucky this week, which I think he probably is going to in 2026 week 1, he's going to probably go up into gold. Okay. It's a special event.
Yep.
So the thing about it though is you could view their user profile there, and that really helps you get an idea for like if you need to target a user, you could really utilize like what bands they're on most, like get an idea of what bands they operate on most with that chart that you see there. And so it's really nice to be able to see the player profile and get an idea. Some people will actually go through a player profile and be like, oh, that was interesting that they made a contact at 20:03:23 and then 20:03:24. This didn't happen here. I'm just kind of saying. And they were on 2 different bands. And so the people will feel inclined to like start like reporting it to me that somebody's possibly cheating. I assure you that it's all being reported in my back and, on the back end of things. So, but this is just nice to know their user profile. And the last feature I want to show you, which has been added, and I think it's really cool. Let's go back to the top of the page and let's go to stats. And there's a ton of stats here. I'm not going to go over them all. You go to the website, look at it yourself, but there is like analytics, there's activity, there's, comparing 2 player stats. But the coolest thing is contacts map. Now, when you click on contact map, you see it automatically brought up Morton based upon his IP address. And it shows his contacts for the day, but he could actually make that the last 7 days, the last 30 days, or the whole time he's played the FT8 Battle Royale. And this is off a grid square, so it's not necessarily the most accurate, right? But it is a somewhat of a representation of where Morton commonly makes contact to. Now I see like Morton made contact at what looks like Indiana, and he didn't even try for me. But if you click on that. And it pops up. KF9UG, and so you get an idea. He made 14 points off of KF.
That looks like Fort Wayne.
Yep, that's where Carlos is. So so basically that's kind of cool. The more context you make, the more the map fills out, all that good stuff. But it is just kind of cool to have that on there too. You could also like separate it by FT4 and FT8. So with all that being said, and kind of like what I show you, it also shows losses, by the way. So different color arrows might mean that you lost the points or they were stolen, which is always a good thing. And the final thing that I want to mention is I told you all this now. And at the beginning when I started, I said, even if you're not an FT8 person, stick around. And I really just need to stress and reiterate, please be patient with me. But there is CW Battle in the works as well. So if you're a CW person and you think FT8's like watching paint dry, I have CW Battle coming out in the very near future.
Nice. And I just want to give this back to you, Sean. You worked a Swedish station, but you didn't even try for me.
Actually, that
because I don't make contact with Norway.
But why does that CW thing? Does that mix in? Like, do you get the same points as with the FT8 battle, or is it a separate thing?
So that actually brings up the third and the fourth things as well. Thank you for asking. Yes. CW battle will be its own thing. And then after CW battle, the plan is to integrate sideband battle, which is going to be hard because people are just going to be making up contacts, But then it's the last thought and chapter in this is all mode battle royale. It's the battle of the modes and who has the best ability to make contacts. So so to answer your question, it's a little bit of everything.
Awesome. And thanks for coming on, Sean, and thanks for talking about the FT8 Battle Royale. And I've followed the progress here for a while, and you've made a lot of progress. It's getting to something that is really well polished at this point.
I'm hoping so, and it's a thank you, by the way. It's been really nice to be able to work with AI to do it, because without it, and I know some people don't like it, that's fine, but without it, I wouldn't have been able to do this. And you know, it takes like a dream or something that you think will do really well in a community, and it actually brings it to life. And so that has been rewarding in that aspect. Also, if I could plug one more thing real quick, I know we got to go all this stuff, but one more thing. If you were to go to 73qrz.com.
Just one moment. I'm going to bring that window up here.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And I want to show your audience, as well as, you know, anybody who just jumped on here, what I'm talking about, how AI could be very beneficial to us. So if you click on the tools button on the top of the screen, and you go down to, let's just say you're going to go to the choke calculator. One of the common questions I always received when I was younger, or when I was doing videos and all that, was, you know, how do you calculate, you know, a choke? And you know, I don't know. But because there's a lot of smart people out there, I was able to import their data. There is credit at the bottom of the page, and I was able to make a choke calculator. So you can get an idea of what you need toroid wise, what kind of gauge wire you need for what bands you want. Okay, so this should be really simple to follow, and it should be fairly accurate based upon the testing. Then it gives you a little diagram on how to wind the choke if you need it. Maybe you have a toroid, so maybe you're not like looking to build a choke from scratch, but maybe you have a toroid already and you need to know how many winds to give it. Go ahead and page up to the top of the screen. And this does work for multiple bands as well. And you can click on I have parts, and then you could say, I have a TE24043 and I'm using RG8X. Now, what can I build with it? And it will tell you, here's all the impedance values. Again, all the sources are listed on each page so that there's no, you know, question on how the information was obtained. But this is something that, you know, when I was getting involved, even I had a hard time with, and I would wonder those things. So why not put it all in maybe an easier to understand chart that kind of spits out the information for you? So, you know, I just want to point out that AI is really starting. We could use AI, in my opinion, to the benefit of bringing ham radio to the new millennium, or even the 1980s.
This doesn't look like it's designed in GeoCities. You're doing something wrong.
I know. I'll go back and redo it.
It looks really great, and
you have to tell Claude to bring some under construction blinking lights and stuff on the page there.
I think it's really cool though that you can actually build something advanced, as long as you actually do use it with caution. It is a tool that can be used to make good things, and apparently you're doing that.
I'm really looking forward to see what the community starts to. This trend will continue, and it will only get better over the next year. So I think you should tell, and you're right. I'm looking forward to seeing what the community starts to bring to the table, because if I could bring this to the table and I'm like mediocre, it's going to be amazing. So I would like to thank you guys for having me on the show. I explained the FT8 Battle Royale. Sorry we ran a little late today.
No worries. We've been a week off, so I guess we need to catch up. But seriously, guys, go ahead. Start playing FT8 Battle Royale, and we'll see you next Sunday. Next Sunday is... what's next Sunday?
It would be the 11th.
Solar-powered LoRa APRS.
Yeah.
Digipeater.
The 11th.
And I have a brain fart with MM0EFI's name here. Someone
Fraser.
Please help me. Fraser, yeah. So Fraser's on with a solar-powered LoRa APRS Digipeater. So from FT8 to the other Digimode, APRS. And in case you're wondering, we do have a stream on why FT8 is better than CW. And on that note, 7-3, guys.
73.
73. Bye.
I'm going to leave an egg.